What is happening, YouTube? It is your boy K-Mac here, coming back at you with another cartoon conspiracy theory. Now, this is one that has been very, very heavily suggested since basically the inception of this theory. People have been begging me to find a theory on Family Guy, and I've been looking. I haven't really found anything. But then I stumbled across this post on Reddit, and this was a really cool theory. So I thought I would go ahead and make this video for you guys. And just 1 second about the gameplay in the background. As you guys are probably aware, this is the Battlefield 4 beta gameplay. Beta's over. I cannot play it anymore, but the game comes out in 2 weeks. Alright, that's enough about the gameplay. It'll be going on in the background. Let's go ahead and jump right into this theory. Now, this theory is basically that nothing is as it seems in this show. Basically, what that means is Peter and the rest of his family are not exactly who they think they are or how they're represented in the actual show. It's all kind of in Peter's mind. And I'll get more into that later, but let's jump right into it with starting off with Meg. Now, in reality, Meg is not the big, unattractive, unpleasant girl that everyone thinks her out to be. She's actually really pretty. She's actually really attractive. She's actually really, really popular at her high school. And the only person that's actually portrayed kind of right in this is Chris, their son, who's kind of slower. He's kind of, awkward. He's not really smart. And he's actually like that in real life. But his sister, who was actually really smart, really pretty, and really popular, was very protective of him. And people at high school always made fun of her brother. So one night, she decided that she was going to bring her baby brother out to a party and show him a good time. Now, basically, while this happened, she went and got drunk, and Chris started to feel uncomfortable and have anxiety issues because, like I said, he had mental retardation issues. It was not very sociable. So he wanted to leave, and he asked Meg to take him home. Now, Meg had already been drinking because, that's what all the girls do when they're in high school. They get the boys try around them, trying to get them drunk, trying to sleep with them. So basically, she was pretty intoxicated, but she thought to take her baby brother home anyway. Now, on the way home, she actually got into a car crash, and it ended up killing the both of them. It killed Meg and Chris. Now, after hearing about this and being unable to deal with the grief of the death of both of her children, Lois, who was pregnant with Stewie at the time, committed suicide. This, of course, left Peter unable to cope with the death of everything and everybody that he's ever loved in his entire life, and Peter slowly slipped into insanity, creating a world where his 3 children and wife were still alive. This also explains why everyone in the show is mean and distasteful towards Meg. Basically, they hate Meg because she's the person who decided to drive after she was already intoxicated. She was basically the one who started this ripple effect of killing herself and then also killing Chris and then making their mother and commit suicide, also taking with them the unborn baby and Stewie. She basically started this chain of events. So that's why Peter and all the other characters in the show hate Meg. They're always making fun of Meg. They don't like Meg. Basically, they think it's all basically her fault, and they take it out on her. He takes it out on her in his imaginary world where they're all still alive. He takes it out on her by making her unattractive, not popular, basically making her the exact opposite of everything she was in real life. Because in real life, she was pretty, she was popular, and all that stuff like that. This theory also explains the extent of Stewie's intelligence by trying to imagine his son, who was not born yet. Of course, every father or father-to-be imagines their son being the smartest, best looking son they could possibly have. And that's why Stewie, in this imagination, he was not yet born when Lois committed suicide. So, of course, Peter, in his imaginary fantasy world, creates a genius son and he can do anything he wants. He's a super genius, and that's why Stewie is so smart. Now, as for why Stewie hates his mother and for the first couple seasons and tries to kill his mother nonstop, it is basically Peter's way in his imaginary world of getting back kind of at Lois for being selfish and committing suicide with his unborn baby still alive, for basically taking both their lives and being selfish because she could not take the pain of losing both her son and daughter earlier. This is why Stewie's always trying to kill his mother, always mad at his mom, always trying to hurt his mom in the first couple seasons, and basically that's what that's all about. And as for Peter and his being dumb and not being very smart, he wasn't actually like that in real life. He's actually a really smart man. He had a great paying job, and he was actually a great father figure, all that stuff. But basically, why he creates himself as a different persona in his imagination world is because he feels he was not adequate of a father. He wasn't able to stop the death of his children and the death of his mother, or not his mother, his wife. So he kind of sees himself as an idiot for not stopping these things while he still could. So in his head, he kind of thinks of himself as an idiot, a dumbass. So that's why he portrays himself in this fantasy world as this kind of dunce character that's, it's loving, but he's not very smart. And finally, for the rest of the characters, Cleveland, Quagmire, Joe, and so on, when they are represented in the show, they're usually funny. They're portrayed as funny characters, especially Quagmire. He's always this wacky guy. Basically, what's happening with that is they were actually friends before this whole thing happened, and before Peter lost his mind. They were actually good friends, like the show portrays. But what the show doesn't portray is it's actually just his friends visiting him in the mental institution, and they're trying to cheer him up. And that's why they're so quote-unquote funny, is because they're trying to cheer him up. They're trying to tell him jokes. They're trying to tell him stories to make him remember the good times, instead of, they're trying to pull him back into reality, what they're trying to do by telling him all these funny stories, all these funny memories. And that's why you see all these wacky antics with Quagmire and Joe and all those guys, and that's why they're in the show as well. However, after Cleveland's wife left him, he started kind of losing his mind as well. That's why you don't really see him as much, and that's why he kind of stopped coming around. Is because he himself was also starting to lose his mind and his grip on reality after he kind of went crazy after Loretta left him. So basically, that's why the Cleveland show had its own spin-off, basically, in my opinion, is because he also lost his mind. He might have joined Peter in that insane asylum and just had all his own thing. But that's a whole different theory. That's a whole different can of worms that I won't get into. But basically, that's the entire theory right there for you guys in a nutshell. So I hope you guys enjoyed this theory. I know you guys have been suggesting this one for a long time, so I was very glad I could find one that's kind of good for you guys and bring it to you. So you guys can go ahead and hit that like button. It'd be very much appreciated. Like always, if this video gets to 600 likes before the end of this coming weekend, I'll go ahead and put out next week's theory a day early for you guys. And I know you guys love these theories so much, so please be looking forward to that. Also, be looking forward to the second half of my Philadelphia experiment video. I'm making that sometime this week. If you haven't seen the first half of that, please go watch it. It got very good reception from my audience, so you guys probably enjoyed that if you have not already seen it. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys could subscribe to me, that'd be very much appreciated, to get all of these theories and other videos that I do in your sub box weekly and daily when I do them. Be also very much appreciated. Oh, and one more thing, I'm going to be starting a few new series. Don't want to give too much away right now, but they're going to be really cool. I think you guys are really going to enjoy them. There'll be something different that not a lot of people on YouTube have done before, something new and different. I hope you guys will be enjoying that. And also, I forgot to do something for my 20K sub. When I hit 20,000 subs, I didn't do anything. I didn't really notice it. But I would like to do an open lobby with you guys. So probably sometime either early next week or late this week, I will set up an open lobby where we can live stream, and I will play with subscribers. We'll play Call of Duty. We'll play Grand Theft Auto. We'll play Halo. Play whatever you guys want to play, and we'll talk theories, and we'll mess around, and we'll meet each other. I loved meeting all of my subscribers and fans and all that good stuff. So I'll be looking forward to a video about that with details in the next day or two. I'm looking forward to the new series, stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for this, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, drop a like. And until next time, guys, game the fuck on, and peace out. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate when you hit that like. Like always, hit that 600 like mark. We'll drop the next video out next week a day early. Or you guys should check out some of my previous videos where I talk about Pokemon X and Y Mega Evolutions, which is really cool. But the word for this week's code word that you're going to drop in the comments is blink. So go ahead and drop that word in the comment. I know you guys made it this far.